Hey, you guys. Thank you for showing up and thank you for your patience this evening. Streamline kind of hit me in the face with a surprise this afternoon. I guess I haven't been paying attention, but I ran out of space. So I had to delete one of the past broadcasts in order to make room for tonight's show. So I think I'm going to have to go and download those episodes so that I don't lose them because once you delete them from StreamYard, they're gone from everywhere else too. And that doesn't make sense to me, but I got to get on the download.
Huh.
How
That is
y'all?
weird. I would have thought YouTube would have still kept it.
Well, I would have thought YouTube would have still kept it too, but the warning I got was if it's embedded anywhere, well, it's not embedded on YouTube.
Well,
But
you
it
know,
says,
our
oh,
longest one is still the Emmy one.
yeah.
Yeah, we did do some OT, serious OT that
Man.
night.
Child,
Yeah.
y'all missed the whole
Yeah.
conversation earlier with me and Ken.
Huh?
Ken.
Hey, Renee. Renee's here.
So, hey, dealer lovers, how y'all doing?
What's up, dealer fam?
Well, I am optimistic because it looks like we're going to get at least a solid friendship out of this, and I think that's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah, I peeped that. I seen that. I got a whole bunch to say, like I said in the group chat.
Oh,
I
really?
got a lot to say. Let me know when I can go on in.
I want to know where Sam at first. I don't want to be, hey, Stefan. I don't want to be leaving nobody out. And I don't want Sam to be missed. Where's she at tonight? She working? We're going to go ahead and go on.
I think she probably will chime in
When me
later.
and Ken was talking earlier, she texted me on Twitter. It was like she at work.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I don't think she said she not coming because I
Probably
haven't.
just gonna be late.
yeah.
Right, she might be late. As much as I got to say.
Well, this time she don't really like dealer, so it might be best that she's not here to hear you jump
I
ship.
don't like dealer either. That's why I say, hey, dealer lovers. You know, you supposed to come back with the hey,
Ken.
dealer hater.
Ken ain't counting herself in that number. I know that.
She will.
But you know what? I'm a swallow half of the humble pie in this crow because I did peep something, and it's kind of funny.
Right.
Like besides the noticeable egg they threw up in there for me, scrambled up. Look. Y'all ain't gonna tell me they don't hear me talking to these chats and all that. Cause if I keep
saw that,
on
but I
making
digress.
this script,
I saw that. I heard that out of Taylor's mouth, madam. Yes.
Wait, what now?
Okay, when Taylor was talking to Deacon, she said something and she said, but I digress. And anybody who been up in here with Can know that that's usually what she said.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I saw that.
see, that's different. You know, 'cause first of all, Thomas did the first to me. Thomas I've been calling these Hogans, I've been calling them they like a coven of witches. I've been saying they've been a coven of forever. Thomas come in and say the same shit on script. I just got out of a chat. I said, wait a minute. Are they listening to us? And then today, our fair queen, she comes in with that. Baby, you ain't gonna tell me nothing different. I bet you won't. No,
no, ma'am. 2 seconds that they do that. Some intern at Bold, it's their job to sit around and listen to us kick around about the soaps, just like they have other people who do podcasts and stuff. Because at the end of the day, they really want to know what people think about the show. Now, whether they take or leave the feedback, we don't know, but they want to know what it is.
Yes, they definitely listening. Like, okay, so y'all want to hear what I came up with off this episode?
Go ahead.
This episode was a whole thing, in my opinion, of foreshadowing stuff that's gonna happen, especially with Bridge and, well, I won't say Bridge, most likely Ridge. Did you guys peep how? Now y'all done seen every 19,688 time they done reunions, right? Mm-hmm. So y'all know every time they done got back together, Ridge don't never look back. Ridge usually be like, well, you know, I had to go and do it, and I'm just so happy to be home. He never had that dopey look on his face like he had today. I think Ridge sees Taylor as being vulnerable, and that done caught Brooke off guard, baby. She is entirely mad about that because that's her card. That has always been her card that she pulled. She always act like she's some type of victim, and she always act like she can't live her life without this man. So he is guilty back with her. So now Taylor ain't did shit, but be who she is, and they done reconnected in Ridge's mind and heart. He done opened up to her, so he sees her as vulnerable now. Taylor ain't trying to do shit, but Brooke is secure about that. That's why she brought up, oh, you ain't had no problem with her being away when she was across the world on the other side of the world helping people out. And he was like, no.
That was a valid point. I don't give Brooke credit for much, but that was a valid point.
It was a valid point then because Taylor was not around and he hadn't been reconnecting with her. When she came back the last time in 2018 and she planted that kiss on him, he looked at her like, who is that?
Lord, that kiss. I always try to forget that damn kiss happened because it came out of nowhere. And I was just like, oh, Lord.
That's why he looked at her like, Taylor, like, why would you do that? Like, what is going on with you? He looked at her like she was somebody strange, like she wasn't the mother of his 3 kids.
Right.
And that pissed me off.
That was part of the blonde Taylor era that we disavow.
Yes.
Well, maybe that's right. Yeah, she was born. He probably didn't know who she was because we didn't.
So my thing, that's why I'm saying, like, I think it's mostly Ridge that's going to have a problem with this foreshadowing grouping of dealer.
I'm gonna tell you how I know he gonna have a problem with it because he said, you know, she's vulnerable. I don't want somebody to take advantage of her.
Exactly.
What did I tell y'all the other day? The first time he get wind of somebody could say he seen Deacon walking past Taylor's old apartment from 6 years ago. Was that guy doing around Taylor? He's up to no good. He can't be trusted. He's gonna take advantage of her. He's gonna be in rescue ranger mode once he finds out that Deacon has had a thought about Taylor. And then Brooke is gonna be on the sidelines looking stupid in the face because, well, he wants his wife back. And I know you his wife right now, but you gotta think about how you got him all them years ago, sis. She died. That's the only way Brooke has really been able to win out over any of the women that Ridge has been with. They died.
And you know, so my whole thing is that this time that he has reconnected, in so many words, he doesn't remember who she was. He sees her as not as this superhuman woman who lives without feelings, who is, you know, exempt from being hurt at any of his actions. He sees her as being a real person. And that right there is a flaw card of Brooks, because that's one thing that she did that she always had up over Taylor. But anyway, like I always say, I digress. I'll move on. And now, as far as dealer, yeah, they throwing it in heavy. They finna link up, and that's finna make Ridge all even more Captain Save all the hoes. He finna act like Deacon is going to do to Taylor what happened with Brooke. He's going to take advantage of her, and he's going to do all this and that because you know, Deacon finna move in the guest house, right?
Who gets that?
Because he said I have nowhere else to go, and he told that to Taylor, and Taylor likes she likes wounded animals. She's the person that pick up a stray dog on the side of the road, and if they ain't got no room at the pound, she's going to have him up in the guest house, y'all. Watch.
Hold on, because somebody said to me a little bit ago that Taylor was never. But I think y'all forget that Taylor also has a heart. She's not Brooke. She ain't trying to sleep with you
exactly
for no reason at all. She's got a kind heart, and this man is responsible for her child being alive.
Yeah, this is true.
Exactly, that's the exact reason. Because Taylor is the first one to thank Deacon today. She said, "I'm the one that told you."
Do.
She said, But you know, you made the call, Deacon. So if Deacon made the call, Deacon needs to be rewarded, and he needs a place to stay. You come right on over to the house.
See,
Because
when
we
I
got
was saying all this months ago, y'all told me I was crazy. You wouldn't even listen to me.
you didn't say
Don't
you
look at me. I didn't say that.
Y'all said
You
I
were talking about them ashes months ago.
You weren't talking about them moving in no guest house.
not no guest house, but still they friends.
Well, yeah, okay. Like I said, I'm eating half the pie. I ain't gonna eat this whole
But
pie now.
you know good and well I was right along with you.
Yeah, y'all two basking in this dealer glove. I'm not. I look. I'm gonna take it for what it is. It's a distraction, and that's fine. That's all y'all was saying. Okay, that's fine. Anything where people getting unclothed and kissing on parts that don't belong be kissed on, I'm done. Count me out. I'm writing to everybody.
No, you can come to the cookout and sit next to me, and we'll sit together and watch the scene and just chop it because Can and Sam ain't gonna be able to watch it, but
I'm
we
not.
know it's coming.
I'm not gonna be able to compose myself.
It's coming.
But you know, all this stuff with Deacon still in the midst and being around the one woman that he has not been able to infiltrate that belongs to Ridge, because y'all did peep when Taylor said, if it weren't for you, Deacon, Bridget's team wouldn't have never been able to save Steffi. Did y'all catch a homeboy didn't even bat an eye when she brought up Bridget's name?
It's because they act. It's because of how the show acts about the Bridget, Deacon, Brooke Cavago. We all know that Ridge despises him for it, but they ain't let them be. They have not let them two be in the same scene ever. At least not in the last 12 years.
That is crazy because it doesn't. All that history and stuff with them, it still is relevant because Hope is on script. Like, it makes no sense why they don't bring it up every once in a while, especially now that both of them is on script. They haven't went for coffee.
I can tell you why they don't bring it up.
Because what?
They don't bring it up because it is still to this day Brooke's greatest sin. That's why.
Greatest shame.
That's why. It's her greatest shame. It is Brooke done some trifling shit in her soap opera career. But that moment, that mess with Deacon, that was the most infamous trifling thing that she ever could have done. So the thing is, any situation where anyone who was involved with that acknowledges how messed up it was, even after all these years, when Hope is a 30-something-year-old woman, it refracts a bad light on Brooke, and that's not what they want. So that's one of the reasons why you won't have Deacon and Bridget standing around chopping it up after years and years, because that might mean that they may have to bring up the elephant in the room. The fact, about his daughter, about her mother.
If they didn't want to bring it up, they should have never written it and played it on the TV. I'm gonna need you to know.
I'm gonna tell you for sure. That was Bill. That had Bill Bell's hand.
William Bell all over. Yes, honey, had his name written all over. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And he's still undefeated. Yeah. So, like I was saying, but all this stuff that's happening, girl. That is just the begin. All this stuff is the beginning of Ridge and Brooke ending. Like, they always do this soft. This it's like a it's like a soft pull on the heartstrings of all these fans and stuff. They try to do
the fake care for me.
Fans. They tried to do that to the Sting
I care about Taylor. You don't care about Taylor?
Oh, Lord, that was so laughable. Especially when she was talking about how, well, Taylor's fine being on her own. Bro, the second you heard that Taylor was back in town, the first thing out of your mouth when you talked to the woman was to find out if she had a man. Because you knew you had done shit with you and Ridge, and you was worried that she was available.
Right. So that's why she has always been able to get Ridge back, because Ridge has always seen Taylor has not been without feelings, like, oh, she's fine, and Brooke reiterates it as like some spoon-fed Stockholm syndrome point to keep manipulating this man in his head. You know, they mushing the brain, so they can't really think outside the bedroom. So it's kind of like whatever she's telling him, and oh, she's just a misunderstood. She has a deep insight on people. This is how they view Brooke anyway. They don't see her as doing nothing wrong, saying anything wrong, anything out of pocket. So that's why she has always had the upper hand over Taylor, in my opinion, because they see her as this victim, as this misunderstood deer in headlights. You know what I'm saying? And
the one teardrop bitch.
But they set Brooke up to be the victim from the very beginning, because her very first scene in the show is, if I'm not mistaken,
her boyfriend assaulted her.
Not her boyfriend.
Not the boyfriend.
There was just some random guys that was on campus in a van that was trying to assault women.
Right. Yeah. They were trying to get her in, and she fought them off of her. So she's been a victim since day one.
Amen.
That's all she know how to do is
exactly.
And then her brother put it in her head to take her little daydream fantasy from the newspaper to real life, because all she was doing at that point was reading about the Forresters in the papers and going gaga and talking about, oh, look how pretty they are. I bet they smell like new money and silk. Like, that's all she was doing. And Dave wanted to marry her, and then Storm was like, well, girl, you be sitting there looking at them people in the newspaper all the time. Why don't you just go out there and get in their lives? And she was like, oh, I don't think I could ever do that, Stormy. And he was like, you deserve more. You know, you're not going to be happy being just the wife of some cop. Why don't you go after what makes you happy? These people that you ain't never met before, well, girl, go on. Then she had Donna take her to the hospital, and that was how the story began.
And with her driving up in that Beetle. Yes, that's exactly true. Thank you. Yes, Bubbles, all the way. And I'm just going to enjoy this ride, because I think it's going to be a little bit. Every time something happens, it's always like, you know, they finna get back together. They're gonna break up so they can get back together. But the viewpoint in Ridge's mind seems to have shifted. Therefore, I think it's going to be a shift in the game plan. But anyway, like I always say, I digress and I'll move on. Now, as far as Finn and Sheila today, oh, honey, that conversation in his head that was playing out was
we definitely gonna get to that. Now, I would like to express my viewpoint on Dealer in this entire situation that we're moving on to.
Come on, sis.
Okay. One thing I will say that the show has improved on is that they are getting better at setting up their next stories. Because, yes, the big story that we got going on right now is the story of Steffi and Finn and their reunion, his escape from Sheila and that purgatory she got him locked up in. But there is life beyond the Sin reunion. And we're getting a glimpse of what that's going to entail. So I will agree with Can that, yes, the cracks are there in Bridge. They're very noticeable. They're very obvious, because I'm sorry, that was the most driest bread reunion I ever seen in my life. And if you have a reunion with your significant other, not just your significant other, your damn wife and husband, and you spend most of that damn reunion talking about the ex-wife, you are on the wrong road, and it's a bad one. Now,
I couldn't even stand them no more.
Now, girl, neither could I. Now, before I get to Dealer, I need to drag Ridge Forrester Maroney, because we all know he's a piece of shit. Okay, that's been obvious for a number of years.
Great.
But one of the reasons I realized I ended up disliking Liam, because he wasn't nothing but a new version of Ridge. Steffi and Hope literally married their dad / their stepfather, because they are exactly the same. Ridge is literally sitting up here with Brooke, talking about how he feels so badly. First of all, I have no patience for people who run around talking about how bad they feel about the shit they done did. As as Taylor said it when she ratted Brooke out to Katie about her, Bill, and the baby and all of that stuff.
At the
Taylor
birthday
said it-
party.
Yes, when she was talking to Eric and Eric was trying to give her the business for telling the truth, she said, I am not like Brooke. I don't share a teardrop. I don't wreck people's lives and then share the teardrop for the shit that I did. Okay? Because that's basically you saying, I'm sad I did it, but I did the shit anyway. No. We're not going to do that. Ridge is kind of molded from the same mold as Brooke in the fact that they're both egomaniacs. Neither one of them can comprehend of a situation where Taylor, even though she's heard about this, is going to be okay with it. Because Ridge is sitting over there going, yeah, but she doesn't have to look forward what we have to look forward.
Bitch. Like, what y'all got to look forward to? Breaking up again?
That's what I thought. First, I'm like, you don't have that much to look forward to yourself, considering what your marriage is like, but that's another story. Two, why the hell are you sitting up here acting trifling, worrying about Taylor and her business? You've already placed a crown of victimhood on her head, and you don't even know what she's up to. This is that because at the end of the day, Ridge's ego, just like Liam's ego, it's a shame that they just took Ridge's personality and painted it over Liam Cooper's character to make him work. That ego will not let these men think that, somebody hurt, but they're gonna move on, they're gonna be all right. No, he's sitting up here thinking that she's vulnerable, so I don't want anybody taking advantage of that. Who gonna take advantage of it, Ridge? You mean take advantage of her like you did? Because you certainly took advantage of all of her kindness, her understanding, and her love for you to boost your ego when you was feeling some type of way because of your wife and the shit that she was up to. So who used who, Ridge? Who really was using somebody? Because if somebody got used, it was Taylor. And I don't see anybody else lining up to use her right now like you used her. So you
have been using her for years as a place of refuge.
Exactly. See, remember, because the pattern is just so clear. Like when all that mess was going on with Lope, and Liam kept running to Malibu to talk to Steffi about it when that whole mess was going on with Douglas. I despised it because I'm like, bro, why are you in this girl's house? You're not married to her. You're not trying to be with her. But why are you treating her like your dear Abby to come and talk about your feelings and your problems, and that she's supposed to sit here and counsel you on your issues? Ridge was basically the same damn thing.
But not just that, Ridge was sitting there with Taylor, like he made it seem like he was choosing her.
Exactly.
I'm ready to come home, bullshit.
Did y'all see that tweet from Karen? And she put it on that tweet where he said the exact word for word, every word that he said to Taylor, he said the exact same shit to Brooke.
Exactly. It's pathetic. Not to mention the fact that, well, here's the thing, bro. Like I posted it and I said, look, if the whole mulligan that smoothed out the road for Bridge is that it turns out that Sheila had a hand in the events of New Year's Eve, then you're gonna need to explain the math to me, sir. That came out in the middle of May. Your daughter left to go to Europe at the end of May. So why have you been in Taylor's face nonstop from the end of May up until now, like you still didn't know what you wanted or who you wanted or how you were going to proceed with your life?
He's a piece of shit.
Yes, he is. He acted like he had not made up his mind, or that he was undecided, or that he had decided and that he wasn't going back. Because here's the thing. On paper, we all knew damn well that he left because there were cracks in that relationship regarding how she treated Deacon and how she defended him to Ridge, and how that was something he couldn't tolerate because he's an maniacal asshole. But once the truth came out about Sheila having anything to do with the New Year's Eve mess, he moved out of Steffi's house into Eric's, and then he proceeded to stay there for a month and some change. And it's like, exactly, and it's like, bro, so why you are carrying on like you are a man who's available? And I know y'all remember how I said I had a real problem with Ridge being all over Taylor the way he was, because
Yeah.
men who are committed to their marriages or who are going back to their marriages, you're not keeping your hands and your body all over another woman while you're doing that.
He the
But
one
that's
that kept
he-
on insisting trying to have sex.
exactly. If Taylor hadn't had sense, he was down. He would
Yeah,
have
he was DTF like a mud at the
Yeah.
first night. The first night he spent the night there.
He was
He
trying.
was down too far.
Yes, he was, ma'am. So Reg can kiss both sides of my big ass because he didn't already sat up here and set up a scenario all without even Deacon and Taylor speaking, even being the known fact, where he is automatically, no matter what Taylor says or does, going to jump to the conclusion that Deacon is somehow victimizing her or using her or doing something to her, and that he's just taking advantage of this poor Taylor, who's so heartbroken over him deciding to go back to his wife that she can't possibly be thinking straight and involving herself with anybody else, especially not somebody like Deacon Sharp, like she ain't got no sense. Now that I dragged Reg on to the dealer talk, I liked what I saw today. What I saw was a lot of honesty.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw a lot of familiar kinship. Like they got a lot of common ground. Like your enemy of my enemy is my friend. Grasshopper.
Exactly. They had a lot of common ground. They had a lot of truth, because the thing is, they can't, like I said, they can't, because of the unique position that they both had themselves being who they are, having children with these two people, they can't necessarily have conversations about this with just anybody. They just can't. And so it was an unexpected treat that Taylor came there for a completely unrelated reason, and they ended up kind of clicking and realizing that they're kind of sort of in the same place, or that they at least are on the same road. And now, one thing I will say that I find ridiculous is that, I need Deacon to get himself, even if he ended up staying at the guest house, I guess, because remember, they have that guest house where the air condition don't work. So I guess that's gonna happen to Deacon, so he could be without his shirt or whatever. So because him saying that this was gonna make it harder for him to see Hope, I'm like, bruh, if you don't go get yourself a place to stay, you do not need to be all over Brook House to see your daughter. You can see your daughter whenever the hell you want.
Yeah, that the reason why I brought that up about him moving in to the Cliff House is that's gonna irritate me, seeing Hope coming over to Steffi's house at random just because she want to go see her daddy. Now that is going to bother me.
She ain't going over there Cliff House to see no damn.
Why not? Because you know homeboy finna be there. Her husband, her betrothed, he going to be there. Yeah. I'm talking about Liam. Liam is going to be at the Cliff House. Yeah, because his daughter is coming back. When her mama and her little brother come back, they coming back, and then he's going to all of a sudden just want to be popping up over there all of a sudden again. And that's going to make Hope
no. Now here's the thing: he ain't gonna be popping up as much as he wanted with Finn being home. Boundaries.
That's what I'm saying. Finn is not fixing to have all them people at his damn house. Let me tell you, this little thing is gonna last right about to the time after Steffi and Finn get back home from their whirlwind, and then Taylor gonna have to live somewhere else because Steffi is gonna be grateful that Deacon, made the call that it evidently ended up saving Finn's life too. So she gonna be super grateful. But man, you can't be magic dancing with my mama at my house. No, y'all gonna have to take that to the motel.
He's gonna be there a little bit longer than Paris was, and maybe not as long as Ridge. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
This is going, if anything, it'll be a segue to either Deacon or Taylor getting their own spot.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Right, because I mean, temporary is one thing. Long term, nah, that is just too weird. Could you imagine all those people at breakfast? Dude, no.
Nah.
I'd be like,
they're not gonna eat on the same table. They might eat the same table one time, and that's when they come home to thank Deacon for making the call that they couldn't make because they were too busy dying. So yeah, I can see that happening one time. in a congratulatory type of breakfast way. But after that, nah, they ain't finna be kikiing in every morning, drinking coffee,
I'm
eating
gonna put
crumpets.
it exactly. Well, one thing I will say is if Brooke and Ridge got a party for him coming home, and Donna and Eric got a kind of like a shared party for their affair no longer being an affair, then Sin is definitely getting a party.
Oh,
when,
that's what I put. Did
they're
you see my
reunited.
tweet?
No,
I put
what?
that too. I think I put a tweet or a post on YouTube. I put it on somewhere. I said, y'all sitting up there having this dry ass party for all these home wrecking Hogan hoes, and ain't nobody boost up no ratings. But honey, y'all come back in 2 weeks when this reunion happened between Sin, because we finna show y'all how to boost up some ratings. We finna show y'all how to reunite.
True that. Now, one thing I did notice that I really did like was that Taylor is the one who encouraged Deacon to consider going talk to somebody about, feeling some type of way. I like that because one of the reasons I liked it is because one of the things that is stopping Taylor and Deacon as people, not as a couple, but as their own individuals, from moving forward and having fuller lives outside of the toxicity is Bridge, is that they think that they're supposed to stay stuck where they are. They're not supposed to. But you can't tell yourself, hey, I'm just supposed to move forward and move forward. Sometimes it's just like going exercise at a gym. Sometimes the best workout you get is the workout you get with a partner. You find you do better if you go with somebody, and if you hang with them, it's better for y'all to try to do this together as a team than for you doing it solo. And you find that you stick to it better. So
but it has to be the one that has the same goal as you, because Taylor done got up under a new man. To get over one man, you got to get up under a new man, right? She done that a couple of times. But she got it, like you said, got to have the same type of partner who have the same goals. Deacon do have the same goals, but at the same damn time, I don't think that they both got blinders on. I think they full aware of what they working with when they working with these two individuals that they call Bridge. I think they're full aware. But like you said, they got a common ground, and their common ground is these Bridge people, and they know. Like she was saying, oh, I saw it coming. And he said, yeah, didn't you see it coming? She was like, yeah, it was like a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
Exactly. They both saw it coming. They're not stupid, okay?
Right.
They were hopeful, but they're not idiots. But they both saw the writing was on the wall, and that, yes, this was the inevitable end to this separation, no matter what Brooke said, and no matter what Ridge said. You had Brooke over there saying, I'm going to let him go. I'm going to let him go. He'll be happier without me. You had Ridge saying, it's over. It's done. I can't do it anymore. Meanwhile, you have these other two people who've known both of you for long enough to know when you're both full of shit.
Yeah.
To be able to say, yeah, that was never going to play out the way they said it was going to play out. And the thing is, they both are in a place where, one, not only do they have to learn to be okay with it, because, well, you can't control what grown folks do. They have to learn to move on from it. Because at the end of the day, there is life after, despite what Brad Bell writes for this raggedy ass show, there is life beyond Brooke Logan. There is life beyond Ridge Forrester. And and I think them being friends, at the very least, is a way for them both to confront that fact, deal with it, accept it, and eventually revel in it. That it's okay that the happily ever after that you may have wanted or dreamed of did not work out that way. Because let's be real, we all know damn well that when Ridge made his decision to leave Brooke, and when Brooke was talking about how she was going to give Ridge up, that Deacon was up there with sugar plum fairies dancing in his head about how he and Brooke could be back together. Just like Taylor was thinking the same thing about Ridge. No, they weren't sitting up there trying to destroy nobody's marriage, but if the marriage fell apart, they wasn't about to cry over it.
Did you peep what Deacon said when she said what after they said about the light at the end of the tunnel and all that, and they got to the root of the problem? He said, how did he say it? Well, he did leave her. And then she was like, yeah, but, and then she comes back with, Oh,
They
he said,
always.
well, she was finna leave Ridge, and she said, oh no, there is no way that
That
Brooke
Brooke,
will ever leave Ridge.
and
So
she's right.
I'm thinking, it's gonna be Ridge who throws in the towel for good, because just how they phrased that comment, it made it seem like Ridge is going to leave her for good, but Brooke is not going to be able to let him go, per usual.
Right. Oh, because yes, as far as this DLMS goes, if it's just friendship, it's just friendship. If it progresses to anything more, the person who is going to spike their marriage like a tennis ball is not going to be Brooke. Brooke may not like it, but she's not going to flip her shit and do something to completely disrupt her whole marriage over Deacon and Taylor getting a little bit too friendly, a little bit too close, or a little bit
No,
too
if
intimate.
anything, she's gonna cheer them on.
She'll try to convince. Well, yeah, because here's the thing: Brooke knows the easiest way to get rid of competition is make sure they got somebody else. That's one of the reasons she liked Finn. She liked the Finn so much. Okay, so
yeah, exactly.
Ridge will be the one who does something outrageous, out the way, and completely unacceptable about Taylor, a GAW, a grown ass woman, spending her personal time with Deacon, whether it's in a friend capacity or romantic capacity. And because here's the real kick of it, it almost doesn't matter, because Ridge is going to lose his shit either way. He won't be able to tolerate either of them being friends or lovers.
Nope. And that's gonna be the drawback. And that's what's the drawback today. That's what I'm saying. Like, Brooke's foundation has been shook. Like Kim, what was her name? Kim, whatever her name is off of Housewives, she's shaking the table. Brooke's foundation has been shook, and she's not gonna like it. Broken ankle and all, she gonna walk like Jesus on the water, just so she won't lose her man. Watch, it's going to be good. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well,
but
I'm no, it's not just you, because I'm interested in seeing, what comes of. I want to see what comes of dealers' interactions with each other for them as individuals more than anything else.
Yeah,
that's what I'm really. I mean, because right now they're not. First of all, Krista Allen apparently has never met a chemistry test that she flunked. Much like
Amen.
They don't apparently they don't know what that is, and I'm proud and I'm happy for that. And also Sean Keenan, he ain't half bad himself neither in that area. So we're not anywhere at a point where they're anywhere considering anything romantic or even anything as a deeper sort of friendship. But it's a beginning, it's a start. So it's going to be interesting, because I want to see what shakes loose for them as individuals. And, the bonus is watching Ridge and Brooke have nonstop problems over two people whose personal lives should not concern neither one of them, period.
But I told y'all already, this is going to be just like when Taylor married Nick. And Brooke could not let it go. You got your destiny, girl. You sitting here in the bed with Ridge talking about Taylor and Nick. You didn't stop the whole love making, so you can sit here and talk about, well, I just don't understand what Nick is doing with Taylor. Bitch, they married and they
something you was doing with Nick.
Jumping on the damn desk and shit with a twat out. I said that's just the nastiest, triflingest thing in the world. And when Taylor walked in, she felt she was like, what? Yeah, you just a hot bloody mess. How desperate can you be?
So that was Ridge's turn to be the one talking to Brooke all the time about Taylor. But why is Taylor with Deacon? I just can't say. You think that guy's got his hands all over her? Well, Ridge, what does it matter where Deacon has his hands on Taylor? You got a wife, sir. It ain't none of your business where Deacon is putting his hands and his mouth and his fingers and his toes or any other part of his body right now. And that's what's gonna break them up, because Brooke is gonna be sick. Because all of Ridge's attention is going to be on Taylor. He's going to be trying to run out every time.
You know what I want? And I just put it out there. I want Ridge to relive all the bullshit, all the shit that he left Taylor hang with in one little night. If they get to a point where they could just bring a horse in play and he get left holding the reins, and it ain't gotta be at no altar. I just want
They could be on the beach.
I just want him to be hurt by Taylor, because this is what I see. I see all this shit happening, and it builds up to Bridge is finally over with, and he wants to be the hero for Taylor. And Taylor like, look, you ain't never came and saved me. You ain't never wanted to be my hero. Go ahead. I'm no longer interested. You keep on signing this death warrant. Go ahead, baby. Go on, suck up them death. Go suck it out of her. Leave me alone. I can't wait to hear that. That's what I want.
Where you came from, exactly. Because at the end of the day, I can't stand the fact that at the end of the day, Ridge does not deserve Taylor. Not the way that he is, and not with the bullshit that has gone down. He does not deserve her. So even if he gets to the point where he says that he knows him and Brooke aren't what they used to be, and maybe the destiny is over, or as Eric said, we were meant to be until we weren't. Yes. I don't want Taylor to give him a second thought, because that's bullshit. Get on. Bye.
Yeah. Hey Sam. So yeah, I want that to be over.
Y'all can hear me?
That.
Yeah, we can now, Sam.
Okay, yeah. I did come in late, half hour late. My job is working me like I'm a Hebrew slave child. So, but I did get in and catch in on the end of the that first half hour. And I know everybody's interested to see what kind of friendship Taylor's gonna have with Deacon.
Girl, I done said a whole bunch of shit. I think Dealer finna shack up, aka link up at the Cliff House. I don't think they're gonna get down and dirty, but I think Taylor gonna have him move in the Cliff House, because you know he homeless and she like wounded puppies. So
yeah, that would be a bridge too far, since that's not her house.
Well, it's technically her daughter's house. Yes.
You know how they would have that go. They would have it say that she asked Steffi. I have no doubt that if they did that, they would say, well, I asked Steffi, and she said she doesn't mind if you stay in the guest house.
She was saved by Deacon, and ironically so has Finn. So I think that's gonna be some type of reward. He ain't getting no money, but he can get some place to live.
Who in the hell is that talking? That's not
That's
Can.
me, Candace.
That's Can. That was not me, and that was not Bubbles. That was Can, Sam.
Bubbles was on mute, but I had to take it.
I told them everything. I said, look, hey, how y'all doing? Look, you know I ain't down for no dealer, but I see it written already what they trying to do. And so that's why I just said what I said. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna be like no big relationship status, because God forbid. They don't want to hear from me. They definitely gonna link them up to do something, because they gonna be some type of angst against Bridge. They gotta be. It's too much conversation about them today.
Yeah. They are gonna be what breaks Bridge, and they ain't even got to do nothing. Like I said,
that's the funny part. They do not have to be a romance for this to destroy that relationship. That's hilarious.
It ain't gonna be nothing between Deacon and Taylor but air. She's being a good person, offering this man who was pivotal in the rescue of her daughter and subsequently her son-in-law's life. So yeah, she feels like, you know, if we got some extra space. Come on, Steffi got 4 damn guest houses. One of them ain't got no air conditioning, so just pick wisely when you pick. But come on to the house, and you can stay here for a week or two, long enough for Ridge to lose his damn mind and be back up in Malibu every other day talking about you gonna move this guy in. Can't you see he's taking advantage of you? Just like today, he's talking to Brooke about he don't want nobody taking advantage of Taylor. Oh,
like him.
That's no business no more, sir.
I'm laughing about. I laugh about that because I laugh about that because I'm like, y'all could shut the hell up. All Felony Flo had to do was give up a kidney and save a life, and she got welcomed with open arms. So, hey, apparently saving a life is worth a lot on Bold and the Beautiful. So if Taylor feels the
Yeah.
need to try to hook him up with a place to stay, well, that's a hell of a lot less than giving him a job at Forrester.
Yeah, I'm
My
just.
opinion.
Oh yeah. You know, you got to be banging one of the big dogs to get a job back at Forrester. You got to be banging one of the dogs. You can't just be getting a job all nilly willy. You know.
That's why I said Flo should have went to Spencer. She banging wide. She can go bang. She can go knock around over there. Answer Bill damn phone. Man.
Yeah, Bill ain't got no use for her over there. But no, don't put me in y'all. Don't put me in y'all hashtag dealer forever love. Oh no. No, I'm just predicting what I seen on today's episode.
Right.
Just like I said about when homegirl threw up the deuces at him. Don't touch me was the beginning of all this. Yes, honey. I see all this coming. But
I see. I agree with you on that. I can't call a romance on this yet. I don't think that, based on what we've seen on screen, I don't believe that commitment has been played out yet in the script, if it ever will be. What I do see, though, is a formidable friendship between two people who find out that they have a whole lot more in common than they thought they did. And it's like Bubbles said, it don't even have to be a romance to be a problem for Bridge. It doesn't. Because here's the thing. Bridge can call the tune all he wants with Brooke. And because Brooke is so desperate to have him, she will dance to it. Okay? He said he wasn't going to be he couldn't tolerate being at this house with Deacon coming and going. And it may have took a few months, but guess what? He got what he wanted, didn't he? He got exactly what he said he needed from Brooke, because she realized she couldn't afford to thumb her nose at Ridge and hope he got over it, because with Taylor in town, he didn't have to get over it because he had an option.
Well,
but the thing is, Ridge can't play that same raggedy ass card with Taylor now, can he? He can't be howling about a damn thing with Taylor, because Taylor don't owe him shit.
Not a damn thing. And see, like I was saying, Sam, just because, or I hadn't said this part, I'm just going to say it right now. Just because Taylor has come back from the dead twice, and she has she is the definitive example of getting her life back. That doesn't make her a superhuman. So now that she has been unclothed from that title, and she has just been plain human now, in Ridge's eyes, he's welcome to see her as being vulnerable. And that is the card that is no longer can be played just for Brooke. So I feel like that was good. This is gonna be good.
Taylor in the Cliff House with Thomas because Brooke broke her ankle with Sheila on the loose.
Yeah.
Sheila was okay. Ridge just continues to in my opinion, to prioritize his family last, just like Liam is going to do with Kelly. So that's the way it's going to be. Deacon is going to be much like the Nick, like Bubble said. It's going to ruffle feathers for Bridge, nothing more. Nothing's going to come out of this for Taylor. But unless you're counting the friendship. Okay.
But that's the same problem with Liam. That's the reason why he do Steffi the way he did her for so long. He can't get over the fact that Steffi is this super woman. She don't need no man. She want a man. She never needed him. So it's the same logic when it comes to Rick. This is just my opinion.
Whatever noble attribute or name you want to call whatever these feelings are, it leaves Steffi and Taylor vulnerable and hurt. So I don't, they call him superhuman so they can just pile the shit on him. But at the end of the day, where Taylor and Deacon is concerned, where the friendship, if there's going to be a friendship, I mean, I don't see how it's going to still benefit Taylor anyway.
Yes.
Because, at the end of the day, if Deacon has to make a choice, it's never going to be Taylor over Brooke.
But that's the thing. In a friendship, you don't have to make those type of choices if you're just friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but here's and this is the thing. You know what Taylor's going to get out of this? Taylor's going to get the same thing out of this that Deacon is going to get out. He's going to get the thing that Hope never got and that Steffi never got. Somebody to tell you, you ain't got to put up with this bullshit because that mofo ain't worth it. That's what they're going to get out of it. Is there a single person on this canvas that would tell Deacon Sharp that Brooke is just not worth all this trouble and you need to think about your own emotions and feelings first? There ain't nobody going to say that but Taylor.
So then what Deacon gets out of the friendship is that Taylor can convince him that he can move on from Brooke.
And vice versa. And vice versa.
So we know
because ain't nobody
Brooke. So,
but nobody gonna tell Taylor that about Ridge either, are they?
But do you see Deacon getting over Brooke?
No,
I don't know.
Correct. So then there's nothing tangible in this to gain from Deacon, in my opinion, and for Taylor the same. Taylor's been a character for 33 years. She's not going to stop loving Ridge. And
I think she's going to get great games.
But that's what I mean. But Sam, but here's the thing. You make it sound like all these people who love these people have to be with them. They don't. Eric is sitting over here on his third or fourth woman in God knows how many decades, and he is still in love with Brooke Logan, and we all freaking know it. What I mean is make it okay for them to go and live their lives, whatever they are, without that person. Stop thinking that person is the end all be all to your happily ever after. The problem on this show is one of the reasons Steffi and Hope's situation with Liam used to piss me off so much was because there was literally no one after Stephanie died telling either one of those girls, you ain't got this to do, girl. You don't, not their mothers. Their mothers were telling them to chase after their true love because that's what they did with Ridge. Nobody was telling anybody, hey, you need to try to live your life the best you can on your own terms. Screw whatever they say. But Deacon and Taylor are both in the unique position with each other that they cannot stand the person that the other person is in love with. So they have the ability to be a bit more honest about those people to them than the other people in their lives who love them to death. Hope will never be honest with Deacon and just say, look, my mom loves Ridge and I know that, but also my mom ain't that great to be with anyway. Brooke ain't saying that no more than Steffi's saying that about her Paul. It's not that kind of show. It's a show where the egomaniacs, which is Bridge, because they both are egomaniacs, it's like no woman can get over Ridge and no man can get over Brooke. They have that in common. It makes me sick, but yes, that's kind of how Belle treats both of them. So two people having a friendship with each other, like I said, there's no indication that it's going to be anything more. We really don't know at this point. Having a friendship with someone who can be flat out honest with you about the person that you've spent a good chunk of your life loving and about what they really are about is a good thing because that's a voice in your ear that you did not have before. Do you agree with it? Don't know, but it's still a voice. And honestly, it's what both of them need because they both sitting here hung up on people who are, content to keep them on the line and in the back pocket until their egos need to be stroked.
I could say this. Can y'all count on y'all hands how many times he said he loved her today and yesterday?
This what it. You got me speaking in tongues, girl, because hallelujah. I said, hold on. he still ain't said he loves her.
No, he ain't saying shit like that to Brooke. All it sound like, I'm with you, homie, because I'm worried about you. Because I know you can't handle being an adult. You can't handle no. She broke her ankle. She's a wounded deer in the woods. And it's tigers and bears out here. So yeah, that's what it was. He ain't said nothing. I loved you. All he said is that he happy to be back home. He ain't said shit about her. He ain't said nothing about her.
I have so many questions about the phrasing that they have chosen to use
Yeah.
about this bridge reunion. Like, you heard what he said today. She's like, she understands why I'm back. You got hurt, and I have to be here to protect you. I was like,
Exactly.
bro, who did this?
Like, we literally talked
And how do you take it one day at a
so-
time? How do you take it moment
Yeah.
to moment in an actual marriage?
In a
I
marriage.
don't
Hallelujah.
understand that.
Say that again, Sam.
That's some shit you do when you're dating somebody.
That's
okay?
something that you do when you
That's thing
are
what people do.
exactly when you are not committed to a person. Period. You
Exactly.
taking like
So
you
it
getting to
don't-
know them all over again. You getting to know your wife all over again.
Yes, it
Oh, yeah.
definitely
Child.
screams not a
Because they
commitment
both
at
of
all. It
Exactly.
definitely screams this is not a commitment.
They all they have is they are committed to being each other's only sex partners. That's it. That's all. And
Well,
even
Well,
Brooke
Ridge ain't
wavers
committed to
from
being
that.
her only sex. Ridge is not committed to that because Ridge already tried to take Taylor down. She
Oh
pumped
yeah,
her
that's what we were saying. The first night he moved in the guest house, he was
He
trying
would have
to
slept with her. If
Yeah.
Taylor
Yeah,
had
he was
pumped the
trying to
brakes,
take her
he would have
down.
slept
She
with her.
pumped the brakes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
And you
exactly.
know, I
Oh, go
tell
ahead.
you, I'm very glad that at least they didn't use Taylor the way they used Steffi, and
Oh,
just
no.
allowed that worthlessness to just abuse her sexually like that. So I'm glad that at least she did pump the brakes. I
Well,
have no doubt that if she can hold Ridge off, that she'll be able to keep Deacon up off her.
well,
So
y'all forget he has done this before. Steffi and Liam, they closer to the starting line compared to what Taylor and Ridge have been going through. Shit,
to
the
this
stuff
BS.
that Liam doing now, Ridge done this already. He done
oh
done this
yeah, but
already.
but the
Taylor done
difference
got
between
over Ridge multiple times. So this
yeah,
is
Man,
and
other men,
hopefully,
thank God.
hopefully we'll get, some good scenes out of her and Deacon, because the scenes today were good because Krista is just a magnificent. She lights up the screen. So,
her eyes are magical in her scenes. She conveys so much with her eyes. When she was talking to Deacon, I was watching her eyes more than anything. And she does so much acting with her eyes. I feel like I could turn the sound off and I would still know what's going on.
yes, exactly. And
She's a great
even when
emoter.
she's not even the highlight of the scene, if she's in the background, you still can't help but watch her because she's still acting.
Yeah. She is probably one of the most magnetic people that they've had on this show in years.
Yes.
And I find myself just watching her acting decisions. Not
Yes,
so
and-
much as following the
Mhm.
storyline, but just watching to see how
How
is
she's
she
gonna
gonna
play
play
it.
this.
And you're
Mhm.
right. And you can tell when you can turn a scene on mute all the way down and just watch them without hearing it. And that's
Yeah.
when you can
Yeah.
really tell good acting. And
Yeah.
Krista, I sit here all day and have my TV on mute. And I just am amazed with her. Like you said, she is a chemistry magnet. She is a fantastic actress. And I have no doubt that they're going to be positioning her all around the canvas to see where she best fits in because she is single.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not finna put my phone or my TV on mute because I'm be missing out some of the good shit.
Well,
I gotta
I'm
hear
only
what
on
they
mute
got
because
to
I literally
say.
have to be for work. But like
I gotta
today,
hear what
I'm
they got
home.
to say.
Same here.
What happened?
I'll be reading them captions. I'll be like, okay, I can't.
Wrong with that.
I'll go back later and watch it for the sound so I can actually hear inflection and stuff. But I'm gonna read them captions during the live broadcast.
Right. So yeah. So today
Can we move
also
on to
got
Finn now?
Yes, I'm ready for Finn.
So, how y'all like Finn being Sheila's match with Crazy?
I like Rowling Finn.
Man.
Yes, because when he's I like that.
Wild up.
Yes, I like that. And we didn't see that yet today, but we heard him angry in his head. But he's still trying to play Sheila. And
Now, you know
I
it's
reckon
funny.
Mike is gonna show up next
You know
Right.
that.
before Sheila.
Right.
Mm.
You know what's
And-
funny? It's people who turns out so much like the parents that don't raise them that gets me in this soap opera. Like Liam was not raised by Bill, but he's so much like Bill. And it cracks me up how until last November, didn't nobody know Sheila was Finn's birth mother, but this crazy that's popping off today, you could have sworn she raised him from birth. Cause I love it. I feel like Mary ain't have shit on her big brother Finn. No sir, no ma'am.
I haven't seen any crazy out of Finn.
Not crazy. Finn is not crazy right now. Finn is internally enraged, is what is his problem. And he's trying hard to hide it because he needs to cover so he can get the hell out of there. But he is enraged at what Sheila has done and what she's continuing to do. And he wants the hell. And of course, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the point I know we all was listening to. Oh boy, I said I gotta get back to why my wife and protect Hayes and Kelly.
Did you hear that?
Correct.
Both his kids' name out his mouth. I said,
Exactly.
go ahead, boy. Go ahead, boy.
Exactly. He
Kelly
got to
is
go
a
protect
Cinnabon,
both
and we
his
met.
children.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
He
the
did.
best man this show has had in 35 years.
Yes.
Yep.
From the beginning. Ain't nothing fake about it. And he
Right.
belongs
It's nothing
only
fake
to
about
Steffi, y'all.
And it's nothing fake about it because he well, listen, we talking about he like he's real. But I remember one line where he told Steffi that he fell in love with her watching her raise Kelly.
Yep.
He loves Kelly just as much as he loves Steffi. Those two for him are inseparable in his heart. And when he says he's got to get back to his family, he means
it.
Steffi, Hayes, and Kelly. Steffi,
I mean,
Kelly,
this is the man
Hayes.
who bought his wife flowers. I'm sorry, girlfriend flowers, and her daughter's son too.
That's
like,
right.
Who's thoughtful enough to do that all the time?
Right.
And he's just as concerned about Sheila's craziness doing something to hurt Kelly as he is of it hurting Hayes or hurting his wife. He is in full mode. I got to protect my family. This bitch is out of her damn mind.
Right.
And I got to do whatever I need to do to get the hell out of this bed and get to them as soon as possible. Because this heifer is out of her mind. She is out the box.
She won't even tell him how long he's been unconscious.
Yeah, because he don't know. She don't know. She keep on lying.
But she know when she shot him.
Exactly. That's true. But see, when I say he crazy like her, I mean, you call Sheila crazy, she get enraged to the point she ready to kill folks. So he matches her energy when it come to that. That's what I'm talking about. Like he can stand toe to toe with her.
I know what can mean. What she's talking about is intensity.
Yeah.
Sheila takes her intensity and she just drives it into her possessiveness and it flips into craziness. And that's how she ends up doing the shit that she does. Because you are not going to tell me that a person with all the cylinders firing was going to think that shooting their daughter-in-law was going to fix the damn problem of her not wanting them around the sun. But that's that intensity in Sheila that she takes it and she drives it into all the wrong things and stuff like that happens. Then he has intensity, but his intensity is focused on his family and protecting
his loved ones,
from a threat. And Sheila is a clear and present danger.
She better ask Liam and she better ask Jack how the intensity look on his ass.
Yes, and speaking of Jack, I can't wait for Jack to show up again. I am just so missing my Finnegans.
Yeah.
Finn is he's giving because he is doing what he's supposed to be doing right now as a character, and that is giving Team Sin Nation some romance. Him trying to get to his family and putting his family first. That's what Steffi always tell him. That's what she want, for him to put his family first, and he is doing it.
He's doing it
because here's the thing. It's like I said, Finn always understood, on the surface what Steffi meant when she said that Sheila was crazy. Okay. Here's the thing. I know a lot of people who tell me that folks is crazy. But you know, in your head, you always have to wonder, is this a slight exaggeration? Is the person just, you know, really weird, really intense, and they just make people uncomfortable? Because sometimes we confuse people making us uncomfortable with them being out of their minds. But Finn has experienced firsthand the cost of Sheila's craziness, and so he knows there's no exaggeration there. He's like, no, this wasn't nobody trying to be exaggerate or being a little bit, you know, too much about the situation. She literally is unstable, and he sees it. And also, can I just say, Tanner's expressions were so on point today.
Man, weren't they? His
They
whole
have
body
been.
language, body language. The words he chose to tell her, it mimics how she's talking to him. Like she's not being absolute direct and telling him anything infinite. He's doing the exact same to her, and it's buying him time, and I like it.
It's
like
because,
I said, energy matching energy.
Exactly, because here's the thing: you can't. The bottom line is Sheila's a lot of things, but stupid ain't one of them. And the only way to get what you want out of Sheila when she's this far down the rabbit hole, because here's the thing: Sheila ain't hit Wonderland yet, but the bitch is close.
Yeah.
The only way to get what you want out of Sheila at this point is you have to manipulate her. And Finn was very, very aware of that, because you could see how he had to pull himself back. Like when she was talking with all this apology, I'm sorry, which I swear for Lord, if I hear this woman apologize for putting a bullet in this man one more time, I'm probably gonna scream right along with him. Is that, and you could tell he said, and he's like, Steffi, what did you do to Steffi? He had to pull himself back from that, because he understood that raging at her about what she did to him, about what she did to his wife, was not going to get him the opportunity he needed out of that to get out of that bed. So he had to pull that back. He had to pull it back in him, because he knows how he feels. He knows what the situation is, but he can't play that fully with Sheila because he needs to get out.
That's why he played his mommy card today.
I heard that.
Please, man, she melted like butter.
She sure did.
She melted like butter on a grill lid. I was like, is that all it takes? Girl, you is so simple.
He said, Mama, I need some lettuce and Mama, go get this for me. And she was like, my baby called me Mama. Oh, I love you, baby. I love you so much.
Finn totally understood the assignment. His assignment was to get her out of there, to get her to trust him, and he understood the assignment. I love that.
I think maybe Finn might have taken Lee's brain, and she didn't even birth him. I was about to say
nature versus nurture, honey,
during the labor, because she didn't have no kind of forethought or nothing to play Sheila. Like she kind of sort of tried, like, well, I gotta go get the medicine, from the thing. But she ain't do it right. Finn is like, let me just placate this crazy woman, get her out of this room, and then maybe I can make my escape. But you saw how he sat there and looked at that door before he decided to make any moves, just in case she came back.
Yeah,
he got more sense than his bow mama. That's crazy that you got from Sheila.
Did y'all see that man trying to build up his strength?
He said, I'm coming.
He said, I'm coming home to you, baby.
He's like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Okay, one way or another, I'm getting the hell away from this crazy ass woman.
Girl, I ain't even gonna lie. I had a whole flash of, in The Color Purple, when Mr. throws Celia's sister out, and she run down the road saying, ain't nothing but duck can keep me from it. That's what I was thinking about when he was trying to get the hell up out that bed. Ain't nothing but that gonna keep me from getting out this damn bed. Go ahead, think.
Exactly.
He got to playing patty cake. I'm coming. But it also reminded me of Kill Bill. That's really what it put me in the mind.
Oh, wiggle your big toe.
All you gotta do is move that big toe, man. Move that big toe, and you can beat a motherfucker's ass. Move your big
Mhm.
toe.
May
He
take you
said,
10 hours, but okay.
right. He said, I'm gonna
Mhm.
move more than my big toe. I was screaming for him today, but I also want him to just kind of lay back down because y'all know Sheila, she not done.
No, she's not.
done.
And we all know what's going to happen. Mike is going to catch him.
I think Mike is
Yeah,
going to help him. That's the only way he can escape because there's two
Exactly.
people. There's no other way for him to escape both of them.
but y'all know how he going to help them, right?
Who?
He's going to get caught.
Who?
Mike is going to get caught by the police, and he gonna spill his guts.
Well, here's the thing. That clip that Amaya posted, because apparently whatever pre-timer they got, the intern ain't turned over the clock or a damn thing, but whatever. So apparently with that talk that Brooke and Ridge have with Baker tomorrow, you can see that Brooks cogs are turning. Okay, so they're gonna make the connection that the guard that helped Sheila out after all these years potentially was Mike. They're going to figure this out. And so the thing is, them figuring this out is probably going to coincide not too far away from Mike realizing, because the thing is, Mike was happy to dip when Finn started waking up. But now that he's obviously going to come back and get to witness Sheila's crazy, just how around the bench she is this time, he's going to be like, you know what, Sheila, you need to let this man up on our shit.
But see, that's the thing. Mike is going to lead the police and everybody, including Ridge and Taylor, whoever else want to go on the chase. And he's going to tell them where she is, and that's how they're going to find Finn. In my opinion. It makes more sense. It makes more sense for them to find him laid up in that bed and they shock the hell out of them. Like, now, oh my God, Finn, you're alive.
True.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
My man Finn is not no goddamn damsel in distress. He getting the hell out that room himself.
Part of the issue is this. Is that Mike understands Sheila very well. So he knows people who betray Sheila don't have a long lifespan. Right. So even if he wants to betray Sheila's crazy ass, he has to contend with the reality of what it means to portray Sheila's crazy ass. So I think it's gonna kind of be a mixed match.
But if he caught already, darling, and one thing for sure, and two things for certain, Mike is a punk, and he get caught, he gonna sing like a freaking fairy, canary, all that. He gonna tell everything. This where she at? She in room 216. All you gotta do is knock twice. This our code, and he gonna spill everything. They gonna bust the door in.
That's not.
And they gonna find Sheila.
Not like that.
Finding Sheila, they gonna find Finn. Okay. All right.
Not quite like that. I think Mike is gonna help. Is gonna be instrumental in how Finn gets out of it. I agree with you about that, but not by singing to the cops, because Mike has spent 20 years doing Sheila's dirty work. 20 years of doing whatever bullshit, and trust me, she didn't came up with crazier bullshit than this. She shoved James's ass in the basement once.
I know, so, but right. Do you think he's not going to tell if it's going to get him out of trouble? He's going to have to give up something or to get something. Yeah, and Mike is going to snitch. I don't care if nobody say he's going to snitch, and that's going to be the only, because he is a guard who helped the inmate escape custody. That's big charges. Like, he facing a whole lot of time himself, and he finna go to jail for that bitch. No. Hell no, that's not what he signed up for. So he's going to snitch. He may have never snitched, but it's a first time for everything. And it's not enough time, y'all. It's only enough time for somebody to find him and help rescue him. They supposed to get reunited in less than 2 weeks. It's not enough time for him to build up his strength on his own. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. It would have been ideal, but it don't.
He got to be walking by the time they get to Monaco, because they ain't gonna be pushing Finn in no damn wheelchair around that place.
Yeah, but you know, Nurse Hatchet, Annie Wilkes, she gonna tie him to the bed. How he gonna get out?
But he's gonna be strong enough to go. He just won't. Okay. He won't be able to go because he's gonna be chained up.
Don't say I ain't told y'all nothing.
Mike gonna unchain him or untie him or whatever.
Mike
That's
ain't gonna
what
be
I
able
mean.
to.
Mike,
He ain't gonna be able to.
that's what Sam is talking about. That's what I mean when I say Mike is going to help Finn, but not in such a way that he puts a target on his ass for Sheila. Because here's the thing, Sheila is like
Right.
Freddy Krueger. She don't die. Mike
Nope.
understands the principle of Sheila coming back, whether it's 5 or 10 years from now, to get his ass for snitching on her. Because Sheila don't let snitches live. She tend to kill people who snitch on her, or at least tried to.
She
So
tried to kill Mike a couple of times and it never worked.
Right.
Right.
True.
So my thing is,
Be done with it.
his thing was always, okay, I agree to help you, but I have never agreed to jeopardize myself. Look, he done gave the people his real name at a job that broke out of jail. Miss Relic of the Hallways is going to figure it out, right? She's going to tell him, we had a guard named Mike Guthrie. Is his name, perhaps is his name Mike? Yes. Oh, yes, that's his name. Detective Hot Dog gonna tell her. Yeah, that's his name. And not only is that his name, but he used to do security for us. And that was Sheila's friend. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah,
I wonder how they get into Monte Carlo. That's what I want to know.
Well, that
I
part is
still
still
been on
up in
that.
there. So we'll agree that Mike is going to be instrumental in Finn's rescue. Just a bit of a difference of opinion on the how.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
He's definitely going to be involved. That's the facts. And, oh my goodness. So also remember Krista Allen did do those scenes with the little replacement Kelly. When was that? Shouldn't we be getting those pretty soon too?
I think it's supposed to be the 27th. Is it right? I think it's after they reunite.
Probably so, because they're over there with the kids. And the kids only have so many hours they can work. So probably since Steffi's gonna be having herself committed, that's probably why we saw Taylor talking to Kelly.
But she was talking to her in the dressing room at CBS Studios.
Right, but what I'm saying is she's probably, I know that was that thing, but she's probably going to have a scene with Kelly where she's talking to her about how her mama needs to just go somewhere for a minute, because I can't see Steffi checking herself into some place and just leaving the kids with Amelia. So I think we're going to see Taylor having a conversation with little Miss Philly and Kelly.
Okay, and remember that the clothes that Krista Allen was wearing when they were sitting in the dressing room were the same clothes she was running on the streets in Monaco in. Let's see.
So I'm thinking maybe they're going to be on filming the kids back here.
Well, here's the thing. I think they may have filmed the scenes. Well, what I think they may have done is like interior shots may actually be here instead of actually being filmed in Monaco. Because I went to Krista's Twitter, and I'm looking at the conversation that she had with the girl when she hugged her. That looks like an internal shot. And I'm looking at the background, and that background don't look nothing like Steffi House. And I see that they got some kind of thing that looks like a Roman bust in the background. Steffi ain't got no Greco-Roman at her house. Not that I've seen. So that the shot may have been shot here in America, but they may say that this takes place in Monaco. Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it, trying to see if I can place the stuff that's in the background, and I see a green plant, and I'm looking at this bus that's sitting on the floor that's kind of Greco-Roman. I'm like, Steffi ain't got nothing like that up in her damn house.
Well, so somebody got to watch the kiddos while the mommy and daddy reunite, honey.
Right. While somebody's singing
Amelia need a break.
She sweat or something. Yeah. Somebody else watch the babies. Amelia might have found somebody over there herself in Monaco. It's a beautiful city. She's a
I always felt some kind of way about the fact that one of the most unexplored storylines was how thirsty Amelia was for Thomas. I mean, I didn't blame her.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't blame her for being super, super thirsty for Thomas. I mean,
Yeah.
it was Thomas. There's plenty to be
Exactly.
thirsty behind. I was like, wait, so y'all had Amelia being all hot to trot for Thomas, and then y'all just let it go. Y'all ain't no good.
Well, girl, you know she be trying. She used to take care of Douglas too, so she probably the only person. She the only person in all of Los Angeles that don't mix business with pleasure.
Well, she'll be the first one.
Yeah,
she don't know that.
Like Amelia puts me to reminds me of Catherine, they old nanny. Like she is very important to the storyline, but she don't have no fun.
I swear, I'm gonna start laughing.
As I'm gonna be very interested to see who all ends up in Monaco. Truly on the the actual location in the location scenes, because we know definitely we're going to have Tridge, but I have a suspicion that there's going to be a pop-up, and I still think it's Sheila.
I think it's I said the same thing. I think that's the reason why he's gonna be jumping out the helicopter.
No, I think it will. Well, that's the thing. When you that scene, that little small clip that we got of Taylor and Ridge, they are in a panic about something. Whatever there is, they're looking for someone, and they're in a panic for a reason. And let's be honest, the most obvious reason to be in a panic these days is because Sheila's crazy ass is somehow, some way around there, and they're like, we got to find Steffi. We got to find her. We got to find her now. Not in 20 minutes, not in half an hour. We got to find her now.
Right.
And see, that might be how Mike end up. And that's probably how Mike get his kudo points back with Sheila, because Mike finds out everything. So he gonna tell Sheila where Steffi and the kids are at. So maybe that's how he is saved from being killed by Sheila later.
Well, I know one thing. Somebody gonna have to watch the kids for when Steffi and Finn reunite that evening. So I reckon it's gonna be Taylor and Ridge, and there'll be no sex in the champagne room between Tridge and Monaco.
Hell no. Never in this life. That ship has literally that ship has sailed. Ridge could take his ass home to Dry Bread, Beverly Hills, and do whatever it do it over there.
Well, Bubbles was saying the same thing I've been crowing about for days now, about this so-called bridge reunion. I mean, remember, it just seemed like an afterthought to begin with. Like, it was just a regular day, and then all of a sudden, oh, you fell, and then the next thing you know, he light a candle, and what would you say if I said I wanted to come home? I'm just like, okay, is this it? It can't be. It's something weird about it. I don't think that this is, and plus again, there is no commitment there. We're just going moment by moment in a marriage that's years old. I don't feel like it's the end here with Tridge. I think Deacon is just.
No, I think that here's the thing. I don't think that there is no chance of Tridge ever happening again. No, I'm not about to say that. Not after watching this show for 30 some years. That is not the configuration that's in the stars. What I do believe, though, is that at this point in time, and where things are, especially after how Ridge left them, is that Ridge has got the same problem that I've always seen with Liam that I've detested, is that all the reunions that he has ever had have always been on his terms. And I think that the wind that is that may be coming to change is that it can't all be on Ridge's terms. It can't always be Ridge is deciding he doesn't want this when he wants that one. He doesn't want that when he wants this one. It's first of all, it's misogynistic bullshit that most of the audience is about tired and done with, because they've been pulling that same damn formula for decades at this point. Whoever Ridge Forrester decides he wants to be with, Well, you're just the blessed. You're queen for a day. You get the crown, you get the scepter, and you get the roses, and plus you get this a walking piece of shit. Congratulations. So, what I think they're making room for, because keep in mind, Tridge has not been together as a couple in a very, very long time. As much because Brad Bell has his own ideas about, which couples work the best, as for reasons of us not actually having a full-time Taylor for a long, long time. I think the terminology that's coming up is that whatever happens going forward is going to be on more even footing than it has been in the last 20 years.
I'm not so sure even about that. I just feel like whatever Belle is doing right now with Taylor batting her around like a little mouse, I just don't think he's done. It was too quick and too easy.
Yeah, and he's not talking about he loved a woman and he missed her and all this and all that crap like
he hasn't said that about Taylor either. I just think this is going to draw out that this. I don't think that we've turned the corner on it like we all hope. Like we all hope that we've turned the corner on it. I just don't see that this doesn't feel like a Turner cone to me. A corner turn.
I'm gonna put it to you. I think it's a corner turn. You know why? Here's why. Specifically because one. Remember, we still have the ever looming cloud of TK taking a sabbatical from this show. So I don't think that Krista Allen, I don't feel that she's going anywhere. If she did, it would be because Brad Bell is a goddamn incompetent. Okay. He has every reason in the world to hold on to Krista Allen with both hands. We already know KKL ain't going nowhere. That's not happening either. So I think part of what we're getting is a bit of a setup for because we never really did nail down TK's dates for taking the sabbatical. He's never been that clear about it. He's just announced his intention to do so. I think part of it is to maybe set up this dynamic between Taylor and Ridge, but also Brooke and Ridge, so that he pulls the same move that they did when Ron Moss left the show. That Ridge goes off to find himself some such bullshit, and they're both still on the canvas. So no, I don't think Ridge is going to walk off the canvas anybody's husband.
And he's going to do that because Taylor's going to diss him. She's not going to want him. That's the difference.
That would be my preference. That would be that's what I mean.
Taylor's not going to want him so easily like that, and he's not going to want to be back with Brooke. See, that's the kicker. That's the thing that's going to change, in my opinion, and that's kind of changing. That's why I said it has already started turning the corner, and Taylor has started that turn of the corners for him. And that's not, it has nothing, it's not her provoking, it's not her manipulating the situation or not. It's just her living her life. Cause see, if it had been Brooke writing the story, they would have been in every room in Steffi house bumping and bumping. And they would have just, you know what I'm saying? So all we have to do is just sit back and enjoy the ride, Sam. All of us who love Taylor just gotta sit back and enjoy this ride.
So yeah, if it turns out that TK really is taking a sabbatical, because remember that article came out last year, and it said that
came out 2 years ago because
2 years ago. Well, they said that he was supposed to have plans to take some kind of a break, and I think it had something to do with his daughter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the one girl was going to college, and that's why I feel like it's been over 2 years because
she already have a bachelor's by now.
Yeah,
it's been over 2 years, and plus, when he made those plans, it was before COVID. And right now we actually have a war going on in the Middle East. That man probably is determining maybe now isn't the time to be traveling around the world. So I'm not even holding any stock in this world vacation that he was planning at this point.
Maybe, but if he decides
think a lot of things could have changed from the time he had that.
Exactly. Yes, a lot of things could have changed. But if it turns out that he wants to still take that break for one reason or another, they need a way for his character to exit without keeping a pin in Brooke or Taylor. And it seems like this mess that's about to evolve about him acting like he's with him taking the role that Brooke took when Nick was with Taylor, but him acting like that just because Taylor and Deacon are interacting. It feels like if that does come into play, the plan, of course, is for him to leave the stage single and for both of those women to be single as well.
Maybe Sheila could just kill Ridge.
Girl, you know it really well.
Wouldn't that be an exit? There is explosions and helicopters. What if this is TK's exit?
As far as I know, Ridge ain't finna get in no helicopter. He got pushed out of one by Justin, and I don't think he's gonna be in no helicopter.
Somebody's gonna be in one, and it could be Dollar Bill end up over there in his helicopter to save somebody. But yeah, I don't know, but yeah, you know. Yeah, I'm just ready for my reunion. That's
Me
it.
too.
I'm just ready for my reunion, and I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, but I'm just salivating. It seems like it's snailing to my reunion, like the tortoise in the hare, and it's tortoise to my reunion.
They want to drag this out. That's why.
And they're dragging. I feel like they're dragging it like hell.
Girl,
it's because we have known about it for way too long, ladies. We have known about this reunion. It's going to happen for so long. And it's just like making this month. And this extra 31 days that it has is just so long.
Well, we knew that this reunion was coming the minute that Steffi walked into that alley and we thought somebody was going to get hurt. Like, this has been building since April.
April 1st, exactly.
You know, just like
and the closer that we get to it, the longer it seems like it's taking. Like the closer we get into it, it's just like dragging on. These days are longer.
It's dragging so much to the point that I have still no clue. Well, at least we know but we all pretty much figure Mike is going to be the one that actually helps Finn get out of the hotel room to his next level. I'm just like, still, I want to know how in the hell they get into Monaco. I'm just like,
they have to force the jet.
I wanted to bring back one quick point. That interview with TK was from June of last year. Somebody translated it in July. So he said either next year, he said either that year or the year after, which is this year. So I'm going to keep my eye on it.
They got to force the jet at their disposal. So if Hope can use the jet to go to Aspen, then the damn lead designer co-CEO can surely use it to go help his son-in-law go get his daughter and his grandbabies.
So what I want,
Ridge had it. Ridge had it in New York.
To me, it seems so boring if everybody just loads up on the private jet and take the PJ to Monte Carlo to reunite Steffi and Finn. To me, that's so boring. I want Taylor to already be there, and Finn is on his way. Ridge finds out, then Ridge takes off. I want it to be a race to find Steffi, like the damn Great Race. I cannot wait for this to kick in full blast, y'all.
That's why it's going to be good, because like I think it's going to be all three of them in a plane. Because they're going to go try to rescue Stella. They're going to try to rescue the kids and Steffi from Sheila. Because Sheila on her way already. And they finds out
these are
that Sheila is going to go get
take the coach to no Monaco. They got money.
It just sounds so boring to me that everybody.
Okay. Well, it's not just that, but also keep in mind that we've already all said that this is taking a while. They not gonna take this where they dragging it out, taking a week to get everybody in Monaco together. That's gonna be ridiculous. If it takes a week to get Taylor, Ridge, and Finn all going separately, not with each other in Monaco, and Sheila's already ahead of them. Or rather, the Monaco scenes, obviously, they're probably going to play those out over the course of a week because that's usually how it goes when they would go over there and do shoots. They would do the shoots, and then whatever storyline was playing out, it would take about a week. So I don't see them taking a week to get everybody over there, too.
You know, all the stuff that Steffi did as far as the phone call with Taylor and everything on the phone, you know, that was here, right?
Of course it was.
Okay, so that also filming Kimberly and Jackie here probably doing inside work.
Yeah, interior.
Like, you know what I mean? To make it appear like she's
are always here.
Or to make it seem like she done flew across the world to go do harm to Steffi and the kids again. So I'm just saying that's just one other way. It doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be boring, because if you put crazy Sheila in the mix, it ain't gonna never be boring. And but I mean, Sam, you did say it seemed like it's going to be somebody who pops up.
Oh yeah, of course, because it can't just be, Finn, rushing to find Steffi, just rushing against time. I mean, no, it got to be rushing against something else.
They're frantic. They're running frantically around Monaco for some reason. The reason is most likely Sheila, because what else?
Sheila.
And there's no other explanation for why there's an explosion and a helicopter being used.
Sheila's
an explosion if she's going to be presumed dead. Yeah, if she's going to, if this is when she's presumed dead, which I would assume it would be the end.
Right.
This would naturally seem like the end of Sheila.
But we all know it won't be. But we all know it won't be, because Kimberly got spanned to the end of the whole another year and a half on contract. She still has not kidnapped her grandbaby. She still has not gotten them slaps back that Steffi gave her. So she got a lot more to play.
Well, you know how that all goes, though. You know how that all goes at the end of the day is that once Steffi and Finn are reunited, at least for the purposes of this story, they have to have kind of like their happy ending as far as this story is concerned. And the way that they get their happy ending is that, what happened to the bill? Oh, y'all can't. Oh, y'all I got a credit and I ain't got to pay that bill. Oh, bless y'all, Cox Cable. Good. I don't like giving y'all money.
Did y'all read what Queen Libra just put up?
What?
A spoiler. Hope objects to Deacon dating Taylor. Warns dad away from Steffi's mom.
Oh.
Wait, that sounds like celebrity dirty laundry, because they write headlines like that. That's really speculation.
It sounds good too, don't it?
I think it
sound good.
I would laugh at that, just because I'd be like, I thought we was at the stage where everybody was minding their own business.
Amaya said it is CDL.
I figured they have a very specific way of writing their headlines. Yeah, that sounded like CDL.
They messy as hell.
They are messy. They are truly, truly messy. But oh Lord, I got surprised by my internet bill getting wiped out. I forgot what the hell I was trying to say.
Did your internet bill get wiped out for real?
They paid it?
Yeah. Well, they needed to, because I had an outage out this world from the first that they didn't fix until yesterday.
Oh,
and
wow.
I've been on the and trust me, I've been bitching the entire time. And of course, I always tell people, I was like, here's the thing, y'all gotta understand something. Going off at the person who's on customer service who just reads in the computer, it only gets you so far. I say what you really want. Exactly. It's not gonna get you what you want. And all it's gonna do is make that person feel uncomfortable, because they gotta sit there and listen to somebody bitching at them. You know where you want to get them? If they send you a survey, make sure you put what you really think in that survey.
Amen.
And the fact that I said I didn't realize this was a too big company run by scam artists. I got a call the next morning to get my problems resolved.
I love that. I'm gonna use that every chance I can. That's cute. I like that.
Look, people, the bottom line is in certain areas, there are too many different ways for you to get what you want for these people to be sitting up here acting any kind of way. If I want,
Amen.
because I'm sorry, if you pay too much for a service, T-Mobile up here trying to take over the home internet game if you got coverage for that. So it's like, nah, act right or get gone.
Man, I got Xfinity and T-Mobile. I had AT&T. I'm gonna let y'all know. These people are robbing us, y'all. They out here robbing. Oh my God. My cable bill for 1 month is $492. They
Still
robbing me
have
blind.
cable. They robbing you blind, girl. I ain't got cable.
Yeah, they robbing everybody who has cable service is being robbed because there is so many taxes that's on that damn bill. Like, I don't pay that much damn taxes in a year to the government. You
That's why
got
cutting the
me
cord
paying
is so popular.
entertainment tax, amusement tax, federal tax, county tax, state tax, city tax, village tax. I'm like, y'all know what? Just tell me to bend over. Just tell me to bend over, god dog it.
I know too many people who have too many streaming services that they didn't got rid of cable altogether. They just like, nah, damn that.
Not only that, when the internet was young, I used to download BitTorrents, and thankfully the pirates are much more savvy these days, so you don't have to download BitTorrents. Like, there are legal pirates now. I'm getting ready to go watch this Thor movie when I get off this thing with y'all, and I'm gonna be in the living room on my couch watching it on my TV.
The whole entire pandemic, I have been watching movies that are not bootleg, that are fresh streamers from the companies that released them off of my pirate. Yes, and then I pay for a membership. So the company knows that these companies have their movies because first of all, the pandemic changed everything.
Yeah.
Not just that, but it also the key, and I didn't realize this until I was much older, because of course I couldn't figure it out when I was, in college and younger and whatnot. Is that part of the key point to all of this streaming to them being able to even offer this crap is where your servers are. You keep your servers the hell out of the United States and certain jurisdictions, and it take a damn act of Congress for them to get a hold of them.
And that's why I laugh when they tell me they want to get rid of TikTok, because the Chinese are stealing our information. Y'all stealing our information right here. So what's the difference?
Right. Because it's in-house piracy.
Right. You know what? China can have all my shit as long as they keep shit cheap like they doing. I mean, I don't get everything that they have because Wish makes me nervous. But when I order stuff off of Amazon, I see the point of origin, and sometimes it's the best stuff ever, and I don't have no complaints. So somebody already got my stuff anyway. So what am I
put an order in from Giselle, because Giselle made me buy that dress that dude complimented her on. Yes, I did, and it's coming from China. I may not get it until September, but hey, it's coming. Yeah, girl, she showed me the picture and everything. What dress she had on, honey.
I need to see it. You need.
It's cute. It's cute. She said it's nothing. I said no, honey. That's called 1940s old Hollywood glamour. That is very cute. It's very muted. It's quiet, but it's cute, and it's cute, sexy to me. I thought it was cute.
You sound like one of my cousins who's obsessed with Shin right now.
Told y'all about it.
You bought it. Do you have the link?
Yeah.
Girl, put the link up.
How do I put I don't know how to share that off my phone, except for the how you want me to
I don't know. I don't know if you can do it on mobile. But if you're on a computer, there's an option at the bottom that has share that lets you share your screen. I don't know if it's available on mobile though.
Hold on a second. I'm fixing to log in on my
I think I got it. I think it's underneath the 3 dots.
Yeah.
It says what? Oh, what did I just saw it. It says share and
yeah, click share.
Okay, let me do.
Oh Lord, she got herself kicked out. Damn. Come back, little
Wait.
Cam.
Queen Libra asks, Bubbles, did you watch GH today? What happened to Sprina? All I know is Spencer saw old girl kissing the cute cop. So
Hey, Bubbles.
oh, I'm sorry.
You ain't Bubbles.
No, I'm not Bubbles.
Wait a minute. Can's supposed to be giving us this link. So I was in the GH talk this morning, and I just want y'all to know that those people, those GH fans in their chat and their Twitter interactions, y'all, we are calm and laid back compared to what I experienced this morning. One of the ladies had posted something about Trina and Spencer, and some 8.5 by 11 got involved and was calling people bitches, and like that entire, it had to been about 10 or 15 of us on that spaces this morning. Like they suited up like fucking regulators. I'm like, hold on,
It's
what y'all
like
talking
that.
about? Hold on, we gotta go take care of
Girl,
business real quick. I was like, what y'all
Bubbles.
talking about? And they was like, yeah, we gotta go handle this bitch. She needs to be dragged through the streets. And I'm like,
Bubbles.
oh, hold on.
Bubbles, you gotta understand something. Here's the thing. I used to be in deep in the GH fandom back before we had Twitter. I'm talking back on the ABC fan board days. And let me tell you, back in the Soap Zone days, and you said it just right. When stuff get funny, shit gets regulated. People get in lock in step. You don't need no signal. You don't need nobody to say we got to get this bitch. Everybody already there.
They was there like a fucking hive mind, y'all. They was dragging that woman and sharing the drags at the same time. I was like, y'all moving at the fucking speed of light.
It's like that.
Don't do this over here like that on CBS.
Mm-mm.
And somebody, Amanda said GH, that Y&R like GH. No, ma'am, they are not.
Mm-mm.
No, they're not.
Fans can be ruthless, but them damn GH fans go for blood. They got one.
Yes, they do.
You can be nice in the GH thread and they come for your ass. I told y'all
Yes.
that time.
Exactly.
I was in the GH thread and I didn't know Wally Kurth's name. All I knew is that he was Justin on Days, and I didn't know his name. And I was
How dare you?
Somebody said something fabulous about him, and about Wally Kurth, and I was just like, literally, all I did is I asked, who was Wally Kurth? Right? Yes. I had the audacity to ask that, and but I was honest. I didn't know who they were talking about.
You didn't know the actor's name.
No, I didn't.
That happened.
Your head on that day.
Because remember, I just started watching GH.
See, that's how they scare new fans away. You roll up into that and you see how intense they are. You're like, this shit too deep for me.
Well, I was all right, but I had saw him on Days and I didn't know his name except for Justin. And what they told me when I was just like, when it was just like this, that, another, that, another, I was like, well, who is Wally Kurth? I didn't even know if it was a character or if it was an actor or what. I was literally trying to figure out what was going on. And you know what somebody told me?
They died.
Google
that's
it.
What they told that lady this morning.
They said somebody just responded, Google it. I'm just like, wow, how damn rude. Yeah. I mean, usually people be eager to answer your questions about anything soap related when you seem like you're new.
See,
you know what I mean? They're glad to tell you something, but no, they let me know you on your own. Don't put me no more. You don't have strangers.
Let me tell you this much. Having transverse different fandoms at different parts of my life, I will tell you this much. I was in the GH way more deep in the GH fandom when I was a lot younger, because I ain't gonna lie. You had to have a certain something to take to these streets with some of these people to talk about these soaps online. Because it was that serious. It got that ugly. And it still does. Because GH, I will say, GH has the most intense fandom, in soap fandom that's still left. Because some of the other shows, it never got that far because, social media didn't expand as much as it had by the time all the other CBS shows and the other ABC shows got canceled. But in this day and age, they are intense. They were intense in the early 2000s, and they were intense in the late 90s too. So it has gotten more. One of the reasons I like Bold and the Beautiful, and Y&R for that matter, as far as not so much as the shows, but as far as interacting with the fans, is that on very few occasions does it get so ugly that it gets unpolite. Because in part, and that's for two reasons. One, I'll be very blunt, CBS soaps are not as diverse as ABC or NBC soaps. That's just the facts. They don't fool with diversity like that. So that means that they don't track anything that's too controversial. The two most controversial things that have happened on the CBS soaps in the last 20 years, I want to say, is them deciding that Maya was transgender. That's one.
Eric getting knee deep.
Eric getting knee deep, that was like we was a joke. But on the Y&R side, the two things that were the most controversial on Y&R was one, aside from them deciding to have Adam be the one who ran over Delia, was the original Adam getting booted off the show for sexual harassment. And
we got a Soraya wedding.
Exactly. And that time when they dabbled with making Adam gay.
Well, Adam was never gay, but Adam definitely took that man to bed.
That's what I mean. Those were the most, and that was all years ago. As for diversity and controversy, CBS does not flow like that. NBC rolls in it, and GH just lays in it. They love doing that stuff. So because they have a lot more sharper things to talk about, the fans are used to sharpening. They are used to sharpening their knives, and they keep them at the ready. It get wild. Bubbles, you have
so deep too. I mean, we're talking about a show that's been on almost twice as long as Bold and the Beautiful. So some of these rivalries are just that deep.
Exactly. So yes, if you like, case in point, don't be like, I'm gonna be very blunt. As somebody who always did like Carly, don't get in these Twitter streets talking about how you sympathize with Carly over a damn thing. They will run you over and back up the car twice.
I have put my foot out there just because I was looking for the fight. On some days, you know what I mean? I mean, I know some days I can go to Bold and Beautiful and I can say to myself, you just being mean as fuck. And I will get off Bold and Beautiful and I go over to GH because, I feel like I can never be too mean over there. And you're right. GH, you have to be able to get down and be ready to get down on the GH side. I will go out there and say, yeah, I'm Team Carly regardless what she do. I'm enjoying the Sunny and Nina. Did we get any of that today, guys, on GH?
I hadn't watched GH today. I just saw the clip and I was like, oh, there go that kiss.
Wait a minute, who kissed?
It was so very lackluster to me today. GH, Rory and Trina kissed today.
Wait a minute, she hasn't even kissed Spencer yet, has she?
And that's part. It wasn't like a hot kiss, but that is part of the bone of contention. They said y'all done had us on pause all for a damn year, and you got this Rent-A-Cop over here kissing after.
So it was a peck and not a tongue kiss.
It wasn't the way that and the thing is, of course, this was on purpose. Here's the thing: Sparina is going to get the passionate mwah, mwah, mwah kiss. That's already written in the stars. So of course they could not let Trina and Rory have that kiss. So that is not what today's kiss was.
It was just a really sweet little, this is our first kiss kind of kiss.
Trina deserves that though. I don't know why people hating about Trina having some fun with Rory.
I'm not. Let that girl get her life. Shit.
Right. She's young and she's still holding on to her virginity. She's going through hell and she's just like, I don't know what tomorrow's gonna hold. I'm gonna enjoy today, and more power to her. But her dad, Taggart, looked like he might not be having Rory around his baby girl. Have we seen the guys yet, TJ, Marshall?
No. They probably out looking for Carolyn Bryant instead because we ain't seen no action on them doing nothing else.
So they got my mouth all fixed, set for orange juice, and ain't no orange juice.
Ain't but a Kona left in the bottle. And who put it back in the refrigerator like that?
Mm-hmm. And you know what he said?
It's just if it's a swallow, then swallow it.
He said, "Shut up, B."
Right. But look, you guys, the GH tag, they want Trina to cheat on Rory with Spencer.
Spencer. Well, that would be classic.
That would be
That would be
classic
classic for the
GH.
girl to date the guy that she really don't want, just to break his heart and be with the guy she really does want. That would be kind of classic. And Rory's a day player. I'm not gonna be mad.
Not to mention GH bathes and breathes in the formula of the girl cheating on the so and so nice guy with the guy who technically is a jerk.
The back. And Spencer truly is a jerk, but he treats Trina well when he was. But right now, I don't like. They need to really understand how playing some of these things and we see it visually, how it can change our perspective. I don't like to see Spencer talking to Trina sideways. I don't like for him to have those attitudes and stand behind Esme when he's poking at Trina. It makes for excellent TV, but it makes me just look at Trina and Rory a little bit better. You feel me?
Yeah, I like Trina and Rory, but they call him Bory because they think he's boring. He's not exciting enough.
Well, I think he's exciting enough.
Cody is that man that jumped out the airplane in the parachute and landed on the chick that complains with disease. And I found myself asking, when is she going to die? And I know that might be mean, but you guys, when you're going to be sick and die though, because I'm sick of her. Y'all has done this whine this whole damn time, and this is like nothing against the actress. Nothing against the actress. Let me check myself. Nothing against the actress, but I've been watching GH since COVID. Like I've started watching religiously in the middle of 2020, almost every day. I was into the Oscar storyline. That's what got me into it because I was like, surely they're not going to kill a child, but they already killed all these other kids. So I got into it with the Oscar storyline, and my mama watched GH, so that's what we talked about. Child, I completely lost track of where I was fixing to go with that. Oh yeah, so I done watched this since the middle of 2020, and I watched Young and the Restless and Bold and the Beautiful collectively since about the beginning. So we'll go back at least 40 years for Young and the Restless and the whole 35 for Bold. I have watched every scene that Kimberly Brown has performed. Long before we even knew Sheila was this fucking crazy, and she just seemed a little bit quirky. That little quirky nurse that works for Scott. That little pretty, well, she's kind of weird, but she's pretty. She seems kind of nice. And then we found out she was batshit crazy. And we've been rocking with Sheila since. I'll cut you in the street over Kimberly Brown right now, I'll tell you that much. But I don't understand how this woman's performance over bouncing on Jason and then losing his dick beat out 30 years of the same solid, consistent performance. It don't matter where they put Kimberly Brown. She could be in Genoa City. She could be in LA. We know what we're going to get out of Sheila each and every time. And she's going to give it to us 100% each and every time. Sheila don't never have no down seasons. They use her for the time being. It's not like she's going to be a character that they're going to integrate back in and keep around, because she's the villain who does shit and then, ha ha ha, I got away to come back another day. So,
before we end StreamYard, I want to show y'all the dress, but I can't.
Baby girl, copy and paste it in the chat. The link.
Okay, in the group chat. Okay, I'll do. Okay, I can do that when we done. Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost 9 o'clock. That's why I want to say that.
Go ahead and do that. We might go a little late because I have to get this off my chest because I've been feeling some kind of way since the Emmys. Like I really feel like Kimberly got robbed. I'm not saying that the chick that plays Britt didn't do a good job, but right now, do anybody give a fuck about Britt's storyline?
Well, I think we probably suffering from over Britt because I feel like I've been watching pretty religiously for about a year. And I think I've seen just entirely too much of her, period.
I don't even
I hear people complain about Carly And yes, I can agree. She's always on the scene and in everything. And it
Saturation.
can be annoying, right? And I think that may be what the deal is with Brit right now, because I feel maybe, and maybe it's because of this guy that I am not interested in, but I'm not interested in anything she's doing. The only thing that I like that she's ever doing is when she's with Brad. If she's not with Brad, I really could care less about what Brit is doing.
I don't even care about what she's doing when she's with Brad, and I like Brad. That's Miss Wu.
I care about Brad. I just don't care about her anymore.
I don't know. I guess part of
they haven't given me anything to care about.
Exactly, and part of it is I'm sorry. All of this to do about her and Jason. I couldn't get with it. I still, even though Jason is dead, I cannot get with it. I'm like, lady, do you know how many people screw on this show?
Right, and if they were never together, they basically had a one night stand, came back to town. They never were together as a couple, not even for a minute.
No, not at all. And it's like, ma'am, I get it. You're upset. You're sad that he's dead, girl. Why are you sitting? I'm sitting up here going, you know what? Honestly, I would endorse. I can watch Sam be sad over Jason. I could watch Elizabeth be sad over Jason. I could watch Carly be sad over Jason. I could watch Brenda come back from out of town and be sad over Jason. But this mess don't make no damn sense.
Yeah, honey, she got her world rocked and she ain't gonna never forget it, and she can't get it back because he dead.
And she's got an illness herself where she don't have all the time in the world. So while she's spending her last days moaning and groaning about somebody that's already dead that she gonna see again soon anyway.
Because she wanted to be the one that got away, not him.
Well, they gonna meet each other soon. And did anybody see Beyond Salem?
I still gotta go watch it. We talked about that this morning too.
What Beyonce? What happened with Beyonce now?
Beyond Salem.
Oh, Beyond Salem. I said Beyonce.
You know what? If you say it fast, it do sound like that, because somebody was talking about it the other day, and I was like, "Well, what Beyonce doing?" Oh, they said Beyond Salem. Beyond Salem.
Well, okay. Then guess what? The idea is officially born. The third season of Beyond Salem need to get Beyonce. I don't know how or what they're gonna do with her, but they need to make her the offer.
Get beyond.
Beyonce is Beyond Salem. Beyond Salem is Beyonce. Make it happen.
Yes, did y'all stop playing our theme music?
No, but I'm fixing to start right now because I got distracted, because y'all know that I'm always doing like 16 things at one time. And that's why I never see the screen, because I'm looking at 6 different tabs in my phone.
Well, I'm going to go, ladies and gentlemen.
You better post that link somewhere for us.
I'm gonna screenshot the picture and send it to you.
Okay. Because I want to see this magical dress. I might need to buy it and wear it to the grocery store.
Yeah, girl, my number $20.
Shut up!
It's on Shein.
We fixing to all get this dress.
Yeah.
But step on, if you want the dress, baby, go for it. I ain't gonna tell nobody what they
Well, I got it because it's my style. You know, I didn't get it because I'm going manhunt, honey. I done caught my bait, but it is cute. It's real cute. It's a real cute little dress. I like it. So I bought it.
I'm excited.
Good night, SP Writer.
All right. Good night, SP Writer and Renee. All right.
Good night, you crazy yardigans. I will talk to you tomorrow.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Even though we don't really have a show tomorrow, we still gonna have a hearing to talk about.
We still do. Watch the hearing, you guys, because Steve is that tomorrow? Steve Bannon is
I believe so.
Talking about the shower.
Who was that calling him Harvey face?
Yeah, Steve Bannon.
He said he was in the shower the whole time, y'all. I can't wait to see this tomorrow.
The shower?
Insurrection?
What do you mean he was in the shower?
When they asked him about his whereabouts, and maybe I was reading something off of spoof site like The Onion, but I don't think it was. I think it was the Washington Post. And they were like, well, where were you on January 6th when all this shit was going down? He was like taking a shower.
Well, he looked dirty any damn way, so
He was
maybe
taking a
so.
shower all day.
Mm.
I mean, I was off that day, and literally, the riot was going on from like noon, 1 o'clock until 8 or 9 o'clock that night before people started getting cleared out of there.
If I'm not
On the East
mistaken,
Coast.
I did a podcast about that because it was going down, or I live tweeted at the time because I was like, is this shit for real? Like, is this like a movie premiere?
Yeah.
Like, what's this? White people
Yeah.
going crazy? What the fuck? They at the Capitol doing? Ain't nobody got shot? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna watch this shit go down.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
They
I
just
was working.
beating up the police. I was just watching.
I
them.
was
They just
working
gonna beat up
from
the police.
home. I was calling everybody, and I was like, "Are you watching this shit? They ain't doing nothing." I was like, "Well," I was like, "Where the military? Why
I
they
was
ain't
like,
watch stuff
right.
in there and take this place down?" I was like,
And we know that. We know, and all I kept saying, if this was Black Lives Matter protest, they would have had tanks rolling up. by now.
Girl, the streets would have ran red with blood.
With blood. That's right.
They would have shot everybody. Period. You think that they would have had cops getting hit in the head with flagpoles and getting trampled on if them was black people? They
No,
would
they would have had the tanks out there, just like you said. They would have called it what it was, an insurrection, and it would have been war. It literally, they would have called it treason, and whoever was that left alive would have all been executed.
Exactly, or shipped off to somewhere and waterboarded for the rest of their days.
You
So,
got it.
I might sound like a careless person, but I don't feel sorry for them cops. Them your people. Them people right there talking about they the ones that support the blue line, and look how they dragging you through the street by your blue collar. Sir,
Yeah.
that's my problem. I got this ain't my fight. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
but let's be real. You also know that's exactly why in all the chapters of Black Lives Matter told everybody stay your ass indoors. Do not be out here with this foolishness. Let it be whatever it's gonna be. This is not our particular fight to fight.
This ain't our fight. Let them have their little mid-century skirmish. They want to take their little boots to the ground. Go right ahead, honey. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm trying to go to Columbia and watch y'all from the cheap seats, okay? I don't need to be up front and close and personal no more. Do what you gonna do with your little country. But let me get the fuck out first, okay? Don't tear down the airports until I get out. Don't close the street until I get across the border, because I might end up having to drive to Columbia. I don't know.
All right, y'all. I'll have a good night and watch the hearings tomorrow. Have a good one.
Good night, y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, everyone.